Liverpool Fan in Japan.
Let's go. Hello YouTube, Liverpool Fan in Japan here, the Miyazaki Man Si. So silly season transfer window shenanigans are truly upon us. We've been linked to Rodrigo from Real Madrid, Ekitike at Frankfurt, Isak at Newcastle, even, lo and behold, Marcus Rashford at Man United, Ollie Watkins at Aston Villa. What are they smoking over there in the media? This is absolutely crazy. Now, we know Liverpool have a huge transfer budget because due to financial fair play and us not spending in the last few windows, in fact, we haven't spent big since that midfield overhaul with Alexis McAllister, Wataru Endo, Ryan Gravenberch and Dominic Szoboszlai, where we needed a midfield rebuild. And it was funded by the exits of Fabinho, Jordan Henderson, Fabio Carvalho, Sepp Vandenberg, and a lot of big wage earners off the wage bill like Bobby Firmino, Naby Keita, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, James Milner. So in reality, our net spend over the last decade, let's say, has been minuscule, which means we now have huge financial wiggle room, at least £200 million before we're even in the realms of approaching any breach of financial fair play. And that is why we're targeting Alexander Isak for £120 million. That's why we're targeting Hugo Ekitike for about £90 million, gazumping Newcastle. We put them between a rock and a hard place, basically. We're saying to them, you sell us Isak, who may want to move to Liverpool, or else we will move for Hugo Ekitike. And apparently we have moved for Hugo Ekitike because Newcastle's stance is Isak's not for sale. And Isak will probably stay at Newcastle and Ekitike will favour Liverpool over Newcastle because Ekitike would have to challenge Isak, whereas at Liverpool, he would be the outstanding, out-and-out number 9, lead the front line in front of Florian Wirtz. And my goodness, playing in front of Florian Wirtz and Mo Salah, records be breaking, yo. But could there be some agent and media shenanigans here, putting Ollie Watkin in the frame? Liverpool hold a long-standing interest in him. He's Premier League proven, always scored double digits. He is a handful. He's physical. He's somewhat deceivingly pacey. He's got a good shot off both feet. He knows where the goal is, but he's not a prolific goal scorer. But on the second string, or even as a first interim solution, he's homegrown and he could do the job. But he's older and it'd take a huge amount of money to price him out Aston Villa and probably not worth it, which begs the question why we're even linked to Marcus Rashford. Now, if this is his agent playing some chinchirodin, which is rolling the dice, trying to get his name out there, we ain't biting. Because look, let's be honest here. Marcus Rashford, he's an okay left winger, right? He's English, homegrown, but the wage is, wow, it's not worth it at all for a second string left winger. He's got a good shot. He can come in from the left-hand side, but it's not better than Luis Diaz. He's not better than Cody Gakpo. He'd be a good addition to the squad, but not at the reported wages. Man United have absolutely shot themselves in the foot by offering him that huge contract when he showed a spurt of form, and now they're stuck with him. No club wants to take him. He's absolutely twerking for Barcelona, but even Barcelona don't have any levers to pull to facilitate those wages anyway, and he's probably not good enough for them anyway, right? So yeah, let's leave the Marcus Rashford, Rashi, Beans, Bacon, Majins on the side. Let's not talk about that anymore. But we're also linked with Jean-Philippe Mateta at Crystal Palace. Now, on his own, Mateta is physical. He's dominant. He knows where the goal is. He absolutely dominated that FA Cup final versus Manchester City. He knows how to put himself about. He's an outlet. He can hold up the ball, but he's not the best link-up player. He's not the best all-around footballer. He gives me the Christian Benteke vibes. Physical specimen, can bully opposition, has a good shot, gets in and amongst the goals. Big, tall, imposing, playing for Crystal Palace, as did Christian Benteke as well. But he's not at the required level to bring Liverpool to the next level or win the Champions League. Now, he'd be a good alternative option, a good plan B. And when you need a battering ram to knock down the hatches and knock down the fortress and the barricades of a low block, he could be Divock Origi-esque, but I wouldn't want to rely on him as a first choice number 9. But then again, in a rotation with Florian Wirtz up front, if we keep Luis Diaz up front as well, who knows what happens with Darwin Núñez? He's still an option for sure. Chiesa is an option for sure. He could be good as part of the rotation if the striker we truly want is not available. And that leads me to Rodrigo at Real Madrid, right? So there's a lot of clamoring for Rodrigo. There's a lot of people in the comments below who are asking me what I think of Rodrigo. So I did a dedicated video on Rodrigo, but the thing is, I don't want to be bolstering Real Madrid's financial coffers, giving them 100 million euros, 80, 90 million pounds, there or thereabouts for a player that they don't want. Xabi Alonso hasn't got room in his squad for Rodrigo, and Rodrigo only wants to play left-hand side. Now, put this in your perspective, right? He can play right-hand side. He did under Carlo Ancelotti, but he doesn't want to. He's verbally come out in the media and said he wants to play left. Now, he can't get in the left slot because of Vinicius Jr., who, by and large, isn't renewing his contract, wants outrageous wages as well. So Real Madrid are pondering a sell. But he can't get ahead of Kylian Mbappe, who likes to play on the left as well. So Rodrigo, who only wants to play on the left-hand side, he has to accept being as part of the rotation with a Nunes, with a Gakpo, with a Luis Diaz if he stays, with a Chiesa. And whether he's up to the challenge of proving himself and showing he's man enough for the occasion, yet to be seen. He could be a good egg, he could be a bad egg. He's ambitious, he's young, he's talented, but do we want to spoil a good soup? We've got a good bromance soup cooking. Dominic Soboslai, bromance with everyone. Curtis Jones, cheeky chappy scouser in the team. Bromance with everyone. Cody, Mattis, Gakpo, Van Dijk, cool as you like. Everyone's got that bromance in the club. Do we want a Rodrigo who could possibly stir the pot with high wages, expectation to start every week? Who knows? Doesn't really seem like a Liverpool type transfer. But look, if we do sell Luis Diaz and we're holding out for 80 million plus, 100 million euros quoted, but we're not going to get there. Bayern Munich obviously are hiding that ka-ching, Florian Wirtz, ga-ding money as well. We want me some of that. Luis Diaz for Rodrigo isn't the worst trade-off in the world, but once again, do we want Rodrigo for his personality traits, his character, his ceiling, and a possible me attitude as well? Because he would be one of those that is like clamoring for the Ballon d'Or and want a team built around him as well. But once again, the upside is humongous. So it could be an option if Arne Slot and Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards deem the talent is good enough to facilitate the person and the player as well. Even though he is humble, he doesn't overly celebrate. He is all about himself and building a team around himself. So that's what you got to look out for as well. And I did say, in the absence of a goal-scoring number 9 and out-and-out striker of our dreams, who Isak has been identified as the one that we would go for, I think David Ornstein put it correctly. We would not have made an official move if there wasn't any intimation from Isak's agent from Newcastle, that they were willing to part with him or there was a deal to be done. And Newcastle are making the moves for Hugo Ekitike, £70 million bid rejected already. I think Isak's desires have a big part to play in here, because if they hold on to him this season, he might be disgruntled or demotivated. And surely next season, some of the big guns and big players come out as well and want to, chase him, and he probably won't go beyond next season. So it could be betting in Hugo Ekitike. They could be wanting to play the two of them together. But it's an expensive gamble for the fact that midfield is dominant for Newcastle. Bruno Guimaraes, Sandro Tonali as well, Joe Linton. They've got a lot of good players in that midfield, and they're going to want to play all of them. They've got Murphy on the side. They've just signed Elanga as well for 50 million. You can't be keeping Elanga on the bench. You can't be keeping Ekitike on the bench. And Ekitike and Isak don't want to play out wide either. So big conundrum for Newcastle. If Ekitike goes there, I feel Isak will go to Liverpool. If they're insisting that Isak's not for sale, I think Liverpool outbid Newcastle for Ekitike. Because out of the bunch, Ekitike is probably the pick of them, for the fact that Ekitike elevates the overall offensive attributes of the squad. Maybe not through direct scoring, because he has missed a lot of chances, even though he tries outrageous attempts from long range that just hit the keeper. He would be facilitating in the pocket, in the whole space for Florian Wirtz, especially Cody Gakpo, Mo Salah, Chiesa, Nunes, and the like, Luis Diaz, to score more goals, because Ekitike will take a brunt of the opposition, our position, pulling them deep in uncharted waters where Firmino used to do it, in the false 9 role, connecting the play. He's got physicality, he's got the odd step over and trick, he can beat a man, a little gangly, a little bit awkward, but somewhat effective. He's still young with the high ceiling of the bunch. He probably is it. Voltemada is in discussions with Bayern Munich. They're not budging on Voltemada. Stuttgart are holding firm on to the valuation of him as well. Retegui is off to Saudi Arabia. Good move for him. He's only been showing form and promise for 1 year. Vlahovic is done, cooked, dusted, no motivation, hasn't got the attributes. Gyökeres is off to Arsenal as well. João Pedro has already gone to Chelsea. Delap has gone to Chelsea as well. Mbuemo, goal-scoring winger, linked to Man United. Huge £70 million valuation. They're not closing the gap. Ha ha ha. Man United. Cunha's already at Man United. Semenyo has signed a new deal. Eberechi Eze is heavily linked to Arsenal as well. More of a playmaker wide player than a forward as well, but he'd be an interesting one to sign, especially to break down low blocks as well. There's not that many talents. Mikud Tadze at Lyon is an interesting prospect, Georgian. Mamadashvili would be telling the club all about him as well. He'd be a good second line striker. That's the thing. With Mateta, with Mikud Tadze, with all these players in the second line, they'd be effective second line strikers. Watkins is a hybrid between first team and second team. He'd be effective first team, but he wouldn't score 20, 30 goals, maybe 15 thereabouts. He'd hit the brunt of the forward physical impact, occupying the defenders to give Wirtz time to destroy. I think Ekitike is the one to facilitate the team, although question marks about just how truly effective he can be from day one. He'd have to grow into the team. He'd have to link up and understand the chemistry and the positioning and the runs of our players running off him as well. Interesting conundrum, really, really interesting conundrum to have, but by golly, with the unfortunate news of Diogo Jota's passing away and him being our eternal 20, eternal champion and supporting us from above, then we do need a striker. We're lacking in a striking department, especially with Darwin Núñez, with the buzz cut. Hopefully he can find form, whether it's with Liverpool or elsewhere. We do need striking options. We definitely do need striking options. Now, if Isak does sign for Liverpool, what that means is Isak really takes on the clinical nature. We play Isak in on the peripheries and the perpendiculars of the post, and he'll shoot across goal, run across the defender, finish it, bury it, clinical, majestic, cool as ice, with aplomb, put it in the back of the net. We'll discuss your options later. Famous Red once said that. However, with Ekitike, you'd expect him to do most of the work outside of the penalty box area. And when we do feed him in, I think you'd have to be kind of calm with the Darwin Núñez style vibes, where he will hit and miss and hit the keeper, hit it off the crossbar, hit the post, or hit it wide on occasion, because he's not the most natural finisher. Talented player who's not the most natural finisher. Scorer of great goals, but not a great goal scorer, is my opinion of Ekitike right now, which is why that transfer valuation of 80 million, 85 million pounds is, wow, it's humongous. He does have a release clause of 85 million pounds, 100 million euros. But if you meet a release clause, you have to pay it in one installment, and you can take a bank loan. Liverpool can leverage it and take a bank loan to pay that all in one go, but then you're paying interest on that, which works out to more than 100 million euros over time, but does spread the cost somewhat. And obviously with the incomings coming in, with the revenue generated, you'd expect us to meet that as well. The kit looks absolutely fire. So the home kit and their away kit, they're okay. But a third kit looks absolutely majestic. That green looks stylish and classical and retro. I'm getting that with the Vert's name on it as well. So they're going to make a heck of a killing on that, on the sales of the kit. 60 million per season, apparently, according to that Adidas kit. Great distribution network, so we're fine there. The stands are all done at Anfield as well. The redevelopment of the Axel Training Academy and every piece of infrastructure is done. The shop is being overhauled as well. By all accounts, we're making record revenue generation, and our financial outlay on net spend is very, very low as well. So we can afford to splash the cash. And with Arne Slot, up the shiny one, having led us to Premier League glory in his first season, he deserves to splash the cash. He's an uncontroversial figure, speaks really well for Liverpool. He's a Liverpool man through and through. Really great words about Diogo Jota, how you need to just be like Jota, be yourself, whether you want to cry, whether you want to celebrate, whether you want to smile, whether you want to do it for him with added vigor and motivation. Arne Slot speaks incredibly well, and he's straightforward. He's Dutch. He does not give a shiz. He'll tell it like it is. And with Joey G. Gomez bolstering the back line, still capable of covering all positions, Andy Robertson tested in left centre-back position, Milos Kerkez is disciplined enough and tactically aware enough to play that position as well. Wataru Endo can drop into the half-back, centre-back slot. We've obviously sold Jarell Quansah to Bayer Leverkusen for great financial outlay. Think of it this way. We've only sold Jarell Quansah and Queeve Kelleher for decent sums, and it hasn't weakened the first team at all, because they were in the second string and rotation, didn't even play that much anyway, unless there were injuries, for example, to Alisson Becker. Mamardashvili is simply an upgrade to Kelleher, despite how much Kelleher, absolutely shone in our colours as well. And Jarell Quansah, inconsistent. He could become a dominant force, but he's not there yet. Looking to sign a centre-half. Mark Guehi looks like the one from Crystal Palace. It's up to whether Ibu Konate gets sold this window on a free transfer. If Palace are willing to relent on that expensive fee for Mark Guehi, we'll sign him as well this summer. I think we will get a centre-back. I'm going to do a video on the centre-back options with the supercomputer, the transfer algorithm of Salesforce that I've compiled myself. So keep an eye out for that one very, very soon. I'll drop it in the member section first. Join the Liverpool Fan Japan membership. It's the best way to support the channel. £2 a month, cheaper than a cheeky cheeseburger from Mackie D's. It's worth it as well. I'm going to put lots of members content coming up very, very soon. Progress being made on those miniature figurines for all of the supporters who were in the first 118 members batch there as well. Thank you for supporting the channel. Who do you think we will get in this transfer window? Our transfer business is not done. There's going to be at least 3 more signings at the Willie Wright or something from Salford, from the class of 90. He's a 6-foot striker at 17 years old, paying a 6-figure sum, so about £700,000-800,000 thereabouts to get a promising young prospect. We've got Jaden Dans in the mix as well. He's big, he's physical, he knows where the goal is, but his attributes, he's not the most pacey, he's not the best in hold up or link up play. So it'll be interesting to see where Arne Slot runs the rule over him in pre-season and really gives him the legitimate shot that he deserves. But I think his time is better spent out on loan to really get that game consistency week in, week out, scoring, being a dominant force, and really contributing to the team's effort to get promoted or to stay in the Premier League, for example. I'd love to see Jaden Dans have a good loan. What are we doing with Ben Doki Doke? Tyler Morton's on the peripheries might get sold as well. That's pure profit, financial fair play, and the books as well. Simicas, 3 left backs, Robertson, Simicas, and Kerkez. What are we doing there? Unless Robertson is now a pseudo centre back, in which case maybe only one centre back comes in. Will we sell Konate before he leaves on a free to Real Madrid? Will we budge? Will we favour having him in the squad for continuity, that partnership with Virgil van Dijk, win more trophies this season, and then let him go with our blessing, or not blessing, but going anyway because of player power. Very, very interesting season. Chiesa looks like he may be staying because he can cover the front line with Diaz linked away, Nunes linked away. There's more voices about them two leaving than Federico Chiesa. He is able to shoot from all angles. He can work the space. He's an intelligent player. Doesn't rely on pace. He's a technical player. Great shooting technique. He could come alive in this season as well. He's now fit, looking absolutely trim and fit. He's had a year to adjust to the squad. Don't count out Federico Chiesa making a big impact here. Harvey Elliott is still not sold here. I love Harvey Elliott. I wouldn't begrudge him staying. But if a bid does come in for 50 million, West Ham are looking at Tyler Morton and Elliott. If he can be a starter at one of the Premier League clubs, then well on, son. But I'd love a buyback release clause because, yeah, he can do great things in the future. Great attitude, great human being, great shot, great technique, great assist capability. He's just behind so many world-class players in Florian Wirtz, even behind Dominic Szoboszlai, who's an absolute machine off the ball and can contribute in the offensive play this season. Behind Mo Salah, it's hard for Harvey Elliott to get into the team. It ultimately depends what we do with Luis Diaz and Darwin Núñez. If we sell them, if we get a bid good enough that we can't reject it. I'm thinking £60 million plus for Darwin Núñez, £60 million plus for Lucho Diaz. Then they could be going. Gakpo's going nowhere, baby, because Bayern Munich may be interested in a left winger, maybe interested in Luis Diaz having made an official bid and coming back in again, maybe interested in Gakpo, maybe interested in Rodrigo, but Gakpo ain't going nowhere. He's the Gackers. He's got the Gakpow with Mo, Flo, and Big Dutch G Gakpo. We be cooking next season with or without Luis Diaz and Darwin Núñez as well. And the strikers coming in. Look, I wouldn't mind Jean-Philippe Mateta battering around, plan B option. I wouldn't mind Ollie Watkins because he can contribute. He is a good player. He's not the top caliber player, but he can score, and he can score against big clubs as well. And he's always plucky. He scores against Liverpool as well. He's got a good all-around game, but the age profile isn't quite right. The interim solutions. We are clearly after the top tier, cream of the crop.
The cream of the crop!
Alexander Isak, who is one of the best nines in world football, regardless of possible hamstring and thigh muscle problems as well. We are after Ekitike, who's got a huge ceiling, who can facilitate the Arna slot ball tactical machine to allow Wirtz and Salah and Gakpo to space to thrive and connect the play there. We're after a battering ram, a plan B, a secondary option. It's not Marcus Rashford. It could be Ollie Watkins. It could be Jean-Philippe Mateta. It could be a surprise name like Mikotadze as well at Lyon. Obviously, Lyon stayed in Ligue 1, avoided relegation, which is why Palace got demoted because of John Textor. Very, very interesting transfer window, man. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're going to talk about all the tactics, all the details coming very, very soon. Join the membership. As I mentioned, lots of members' videos coming up as well. I've lined them all up. Just need the time to release them as well. Thank you, everyone. Domo arigato gozaimashita. Yokohama, Japan is the next destination. Thank you for everyone for getting me to Yokohama to see the Reds in person. I'm going to do a live vlog as well. Meet up with my fellow Reds from the UK, from Europe, from abroad, from the Japan Nexus as well. Really going to enjoy it. Going to show you up close, front and personal, all the players, the transitions, the players, what Arne Slot is telling the players to do, what they do off the ball. Jeremy Frimpong, Florian Wirtz, Milos Kerkez in action. I can't wait to see it. There's still time. It's the 30th of July, 13 days. Could we get another player in? Could they be on the plane to Japan? Could they be nomu some of that gorgeous yakiniku barbecue meat? Wagyu is the best in Japan. Speaking of the best, you guys, the community, are the best. You're so intelligent. You're so passionate. I love reading your comments. I reply to each and every single one of them personally. I give you what you need on a daily basis in terms of Liverpool content. Thank you for supporting the channel. Until next time, Miyazaki Man and Miyazaki Gan, the Miyazaki Army, Liverpool Fan in Japan Army. Ichiban. It means the best. Jane. Ciao.
Liverpool fan in Japan.